You cannot have any type of clarity in your life unless you create space for yourself. What does that mean? Well, in our lives, we create space for whatever is of importance to us. If it's about our family, if it's about our friends, if it's about our job, we are always actually creating space for something or someone. Either we like it or not, either we are aware of it or not, but we are doing it. For example, when you are meeting certain friends and not other people, you are making space for them. When you are doing a project and you are postponing any other activities, you are basically creating space for whatever is of importance to you at that particular time in your life. And yes, we would rather create space for something that holds a certain emotional value to us than create space for something that has no meaning to us. And in our busy lives, if we talk about a traumatic event, if we talk about a failed relationship, we are more prone to create space for that negativity that was brought to us by that specific event, rather than create space for ourselves. And if you don't have this discipline of permanently engaging with yourself in your life, you will be severely distraught from an emotional and mental point of view, because life will throw things at you, and where will they go? They will fill up your inner space. Namely, these things which at times feel incredibly burdening will be put by your subconscious mind in this inner space, which should be filled with positivity, with hope, with faith, with love. And at times we find ourselves incredibly ill, or we find ourselves deceived by life. We find ourselves incredibly bored and angry because our inner space, one, it's not a real thing in our lives. We don't have this space. It doesn't exist. Or two, maybe this inner space of ourselves is filled with regrets, with resentment, and a certain anger that doesn't go away with the passing of time. So you need to create space in your life for whatever you want to grow. At first, it will feel incredibly uncomfortable because you would need to change your routine. You would need to change your habits. You would need to create new habits. You would need to engage with people in a different way. And creating space for yourself will actually feel like transitioning to a totally different lifestyle. And some people will think that you have gone mad, or that by creating this space you are basically giving up other opportunities, like being popular, like going out, like socializing more, or more opportunities in your career. But the truth is that creating space for yourself, it's the number one requirement for an emotionally active inner life. So basically, if I don't have this willingness to actively engage with myself, my emotions will overthrow me. I will not feel empowered by my emotions. I will feel overpowered by them. And I would constantly be in a conflict, in a very daunting conflict with myself. And I would feel that the world is my enemy while I'm fighting myself. So to create space for yourself, it means to, one, have a daily routine that you find attractive. It could mean little things like taking the garbage out, like cleaning your kitchen, walking your dog. It could mean anything, but you need to do that thing daily. Or it could mean saying a prayer or listening to a podcast. Basically, it's something little, but your subconscious mind will attach a certain importance to it because you would do it daily. That would become common practice at one point. You wouldn't even think that you need to do that stuff because you would do it by default. So in order to create emotional space, you need to have a certain routine. This creates stability, and it also helps you fight any addiction you might have, because you cannot replace old negative habits with new positive habits unless you give your mind something else. You feed your mind with other thoughts, and you feed your soul with other feelings. So the number one thing to have a safe emotional space is to build predictability. The second thing that you would need to do to create emotional space is to build authentic relations. You need to have a certain healthy relationship in your life with all the people, and this healthy relationship starts with yourself. You cut out any toxic people, any negativity, and you don't feel sorry about it. And you don't feel sorry that you don't get invited to certain parties anymore, or that certain people don't like you or talk bad about you. You need to be 100% involved with this new life that includes having an inner space. And this means to overcome this difficulty of saying no to people that are bad for your emotional health and for your mental health too. The number three thing that you should do in order to create inner space is to be focused on what you want to become and not on what you have been up to this point of your life. If you are struggling with regret, with guilt, and with fear, you need to know that there is another possibility for you. But this possibility needs to be built by your thought and by your emotion, step by step, every single day, and you don't give up on it no matter what happens. No matter how sad or angry you are with yourself, you just keep going, because whatever you do today, your future self will thank you tomorrow. And that feeling that you have done something useful for yourself when you were actually feeling incredibly down, that feeling would make you incredibly proud of yourself and will actually help you to keep on having this new healthy emotional routine. So you need to be aware that whatever is present in your life right now is a direct consequence of your choices. And if you let yourself disturbed, or if you let yourself down by other people's decisions, you will not have healthy emotional space. Your emotional space will be filled with other people's thoughts, with other people's emotions, and that is not nurturing your soul. You need an emotional space filled with positivity and authenticity in order to feel at home in your own life. If your emotional space is filled with other people's dramas or gossip or ungratefulness towards you, then everything in your life will become a struggle. You will struggle to prove to yourself that you deserve your love. And this is incredibly heartbreaking, because if you cannot love yourself, you would constantly feel triggered by anything. And if you will find, for example, people who love themselves, you will feel triggered and you will hate on them because you don't have emotional space. And also, having emotional space, having created emotional space, helps you engage in a healthy way with other people, and you have emotional boundaries. And whenever someone oversteps that boundary, you know how to gently remove yourself from that person's life without hate or revenge. So creating a safe emotional space for yourself is very important. It is a process of growing up. Sometimes it takes years of practice, and the results are absolutely amazing in the sense that you get to enjoy life, you get to experience an incredible sense of self-freedom, and you get to have in your life only those relationships that truly have meaning and that are authentic and that truly nurture your soul.